right, so we have made it to Oregon. We're just inside the Oregon border. We just passed through Brookings, Oregon. And this is the Harris Beach State Park. You got all these beautiful rock formations. It's cloudy today, can't see a lot, but big, huge beach. Now check this out. These people are climbing on top of this rock over here, which in my opinion is super unsafe, but let's go check them out. I'm not sure. I guess they had to go in the water to get over there. And if they fall, they'll probably be injured but not killed, is my guess. Oh, I guess you don't have to get real wet. You have bare feet. This is pretty awesome. I mean, there's people with tents out here. I don't know if they slept out here, if they just put them out here for the day, but it's quite cold, even though it's August. These people, they went up there in bare feet. They climbed up this rock in bare feet. That's crazy. When you get close like this, it doesn't look nearly as treacherous. But anyway, this is why we came, really. That 3 days in California was just kind of, we were in transit. We did a little bit of relaxation. But this is what I wanted to see, is the Oregon coast. And we only made it into Oregon about, I guess, 10 miles ago, maybe. But this is cool. Everybody's out here having a blast with their dogs, and pretty cool. So we will be making our way up to Gold Beach, Oregon, where we're going to spend the night in a B&B. So we'll let you know how that goes. If we make any other stops in the meantime. We planned on having lunch here in Brookings, but we couldn't find any place we thought was very good. There's a couple Mexican joints, and we wanted something healthy, salad, vegetables. Didn't really find any place. It's kind of a one-horse town, but after you pass town, you run into this park, and man, this is quite beautiful. So, Harris Beach State Park. All right, this is the next stop. This is called Whales Head Beach. It's really beautiful from up above. Let me tell you, it's incredible. This is part of the Samuel Boardman Scenic Corridor. We stopped at the Whales Head observation deck earlier, 5 minutes ago. It's up there somewhere. Still very cloudy and hazy, but the sun is starting to peek out. It's 1 in the afternoon, and it's finally starting to warm up and be able to, so you can see those cliffs way down yonder. We were down there earlier and we couldn't see anything. We were up on the on those cliffs over there, and it was like being up in the clouds. But this is, man, this is awesome. This is so beautiful. So there's several stops in this short, like 20-mile corridor, Samuel Boardman Scenic Corridor. This is actually about our third stop. Just started to get the camera out now. We're going to some place called Arch Rock here in a minute, and 1 or 2 other stops before we get to Gold Beach, which there's some things to see there, but we're gonna check into our B&B and then make our further plans for the afternoon and evening. It's a cute little doggy. And Man, if you just want to be out here in the wilderness, there's not that many people here. There's not much traffic. It's amazing. It's like you're making all these long drives every day, but it's not even stressful because it's easy driving. And we're taking basically one road from just outside Napa all the way up to the Washington border before we shoot over to Portland to fly home. So it's like 500 or 600 miles on one road, and it's a good road. US 101, Pacific Coast Highway. We drove it from LA to San Francisco about, I don't know, 3 years ago. And now we're doing it from San Francisco all the way up to the border of Washington. We're going to skip Washington. All right, Whales Head Beach. All right, next stop. This is called the Natural Bridges. You can see that big rock out there. There's a bridge. And then two here. And there's the Pacific Ocean. And of course, beautiful trees everywhere. This is amazing. We're still in the Samuel Boardman Scenic Corridor. I think we've got one more stop to go here. Quite beautiful, quite beautiful. On to the next stop. All right, next stop, this is Arch Rock. We're at the Arch Rock viewpoint. And it's quite remarkable. And there may be a better place to see it. There's this trail here. Don't know if we're going to be able to see anything else this way. And see these trees, they don't have any foliage on the bottom because they don't get any sun. It's all in the shade. But you can see the rocks over there. And you can actually get all the way down to the beach down here, but we're quite high up, so that'll probably be about an hour walk round trip, I'm guessing. It's 1:30, we still haven't had lunch, which is insane. But man, this is peaceful. Peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. You can see some smaller rocks out there in the ocean. Wow, dozens of them. Probably about a mile away. I don't know if you can even see that. Like dozens of rocks out there. And here's some more. Ah, this is Arch Rock. I thought these, well, it's quite a bit less impressive than what I just showed you, actually. These are like a fraction of the size, but there's the arch. There's the Arch Rock. Yeah, that's the Arch Rock. I thought that stuff out there was even cooler. See, there's another view from what I just showed you earlier. It's awesome. This is pretty awesome. As you can see, no shortage of rocks sticking up out of the sea. Down there in the distance, you can see there's probably, I can see about 15 just in that one line there. Very cool. Very cool. All right, this is Arch Rock. I believe this is our last stop before we get to the hotel. So we will talk to you later. All right, so we have arrived in Gold Beach, Oregon, which is where we're spending the night. This is the Rogue River, which connects to the ocean. There's a little pizza place across the street that's got some great reviews, but this is the Rogue River Resort. They've got camper spots. Then they've got these cabins, which were not available. And then they've got these little, I mean, I'm calling it a trailer. It's really not, but anyway, really all I could find around here. There's a Best Western downtown that, now that I've driven by it, I'm glad I didn't book it. It looks pretty nasty, but they wouldn't let me use Best Western points, and the price was real high. But got a little picnic area here, and here is our cabin, $108 for the night, including all the B&B fees, and we are not happy, but it's my own fault. But quite honestly, there's really nothing else available. Starting from outside, because when I shut the door, it's just too dark. So there's the bed. It is a queen size bed. We have checked it for bed bugs. Wifey has smelled all the sheets. She said it's all clean. So a little TV, microwave, fridge, coffee pot, sink, shower. So this is like as bare bones as it gets, man. But it does have internet and soap and coffee and towels, and we are quite a bit early. It's only 4 o'clock. So I've already been online to see if there's anything available up in Coos Bay, which is another 60 miles. I thought we might blow this place off. Of course, I'd lose $108. And I don't see any other options. So anyway, that is where we're at. Gold Beaches. Not much happening here. Quite honestly, it's very well located, but it's not super nice. We had lunch at the Barnacle Bistro, which actually was excellent. Service was slow because there was one guy trying to work the whole place, and it was quite busy. But once we got our food, it was good. It was pretty reasonable too, actually. So our options are to walk across the street to the pizza place tonight, or to go back downtown. And there's a fancy seafood restaurant down there. So don't know what we're going to do, but this was a mistake. Tomorrow night's the night I was actually worried about. I've got another B&B booked for tomorrow night, and I'm kind of concerned about that one, but I don't think it could be worse than this, honestly. But I guess it's clean. It has a little bit of a musk smell, I must say. We got a little bit of spider web action all over the front porch here, if you want to call that a porch. But anyway, don't know if I'll have anything else to report for tonight, but tomorrow we have quite a nice planned drive up through Coos Bay and a number of other attractions, and overnight tomorrow in Yachats, Oregon. Signing off for now. So good morning. We are in Port Orford, Oregon. This is our first stop of the morning. This is the Battle Creek Rock Park. You can see the bay here. Again, cloudy because it's early, but you can see all the rocks popping up out of the sea. And this thing out here seems to be the main attraction, and I don't know if you can see, but there's people walking up it. And I think we're going to do that. And then behind us is the town, which is, small town, obviously. And And driving from Gold Beach to here, we passed what I'm sure were some amazing scenic overlooks, but the fog did not allow us to see any of it. We survived our time in the B&B somehow, some way we survived. And we had breakfast at the Indian Creek Cafe in Gold Beach, and it was quite amazing. Big long line waiting to get in when they opened. So that's always a good sign, and it was awesome. It was awesome. So this is our first stop. Next we'll be stopping at Coos Bay, and there may be a stop or two between here and there. That's probably about another 30, 40 miles maybe. So hopefully some of this haze burns off, and we'll get to see that. And so we're going to Coos Bay. We're going to the sand dunes of Oregon. We're going to the Sea Lion Caves. And then we will eventually make our way to, I think we're going to Cape Perpetua today, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's tomorrow. And we're going to end up at another B&B in Yachats, Oregon. All right, time to hike to the top of that rock. All right, we're still at Port Orford. Here's the hill. We've decided not to climb it. It's too treacherous. Once you get down here, you see it's kind of treacherous. But I'm on the beach. And just another view of what I showed earlier. Quite beautiful. Nothing like the beach early in the morning, man. Like this is awesome. This is awesome. Wifey doesn't want to come down here because it's quite wet. She doesn't want to mess up her shoes. But it's kind of cool how these little streams form in the sand. Forms up there, and then down here. And Mr. Bird is having a blast. Look at him. He's loving it. Man, this whole coast is like this. This is really amazing. Nobody's up there now. There's a bunch of people up there before we came down to the beach. But oh, I see a boat out there. Lots of birds out on the water. I guess they're feeding on something. And yeah. This bird, he's got sand all over him. He's filthy. He needs to just jump in the water, rinse himself off. All right, back in the car and continue the drive. All right, so we have made our way to Bandon, Oregon. This is a puffin statue. Pretty cool. It's like made out of, I don't know what it's made out of. Some sort of plastic rubbish or something like that. We are at Coquille Point. We have not made it to the town of Bandon yet. Apparently there's some trendy hipster stuff there. It's probably not open yet. It's only 9:30, but you can see the beach there and all the rocks. And from where we parked the car, we could see all kinds of people walking down on the beach and people with their dogs running in the water. It's really cold. It's August. It's cold. So it's kind of hilarious watching those dogs just having a blast in the ocean. And then there's another. Are you cold, honey? I am too, but it's worth it because this is awesome. There's another arch rock type formation. Let's see if we can get a view of that. Oh yeah, a bunch of people down on the beach. There's like another sort of arch rock. Not a big arch, but see all the rocks on the beach. See the people down there. More cool looking rocks over here. This is Coquille Point. Wow, another big huge beach on that side. Some people down there walking their dogs on the beach. Big rock over there. And wow. Birds everywhere. It's beautiful. It's too bad it's hazy and cold, but it is beautiful nonetheless. So we'll shut her down now and see what else we can get into here in Bandon, Oregon. All right. So we went through Coos Bay, Oregon, and there was absolutely nothing happening there. It's a pretty big town. It's kind of run down. And now we are at the Oregon Dunes.
How long you been out this direction?
What's that?
How long you been out in Oregon?
Couple days.
Couple days. You drive all the way, or is it a rental?
That's a rental.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you drove all the way from Florida.
No, that's just what they gave us.
Okay. Where are you from?
Can we walk to the dunes this way?
There's a drainage there. So if the tide's in right now, I think the tide's on its way up. You can't. But this morning you could have, because there was hardly anything there.
So should we go that way?
The dunes are right. Yeah, there's the top of this.
Go this way?
And there's a road right there.
Okay. Thank you, man.
But that, as you can see the hill there, it's not probably if you're up to walking up it.
We can do it. We can do it. We might be old, but we're not decrepit.
It's just one step up, half step back. Usually how.
Okay.
We've been here since the early 80s.
Wow.
This used to be nothing. This is where we used to camp. You drive your 4-wheel drive as far as you can get it. Camp out here. No, none of this parking lot stuff. And that's how we got to the dunes. It was just quicker than going to the road.
Gotcha. Hey, thanks. Yeah.
It's not horrible.
We can do it. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. So as I was saying, the Coos Bay wasn't too exciting, but now we're at the Oregon Dunes National Park, and we are going to try to climb this hill so we can watch these people in their dune buggies. And it's a big deal. I mean, they've not only got dune buggies, but they got these big, huge trailers, and it's really pretty amazing. Actually, it's clearly a big deal here. We passed the place where you can rent one, but these people seem like professionals, so I don't think we want to be out there driving around with them. Plus, probably take half the day. It also costs several $100s. But that dude that told us to come up here, he looked like he had his doubts about whether we could make it. How you making out, honey? Just take your time. I'm almost to the top. Just take your time. All right. Whew, or at least I thought I was almost at the top. Dang. This is hard. Whew. You gonna be able to make it? It's a lot harder than I thought, because it's a lot higher than I thought. Further up you get, whew. Take a little break here. You can see over the hill, you can see more of them. It's just really hard walking up this sand. Whew. Going down should be a lot easier. We can't take too long because we parked in back of somebody's trailer. If they come back, they can't get their dune buggy. So we didn't block the road, but oh, there we go. People up there on motorcycles and dune buggies. I think we're going to go any further than this. Really winded already. Wonder how they got out there with that big truck. You can see on the other side of those trees, there's dunes all the way through here. We go check on the wife. See if she's made it. I don't see her. She might have given up. Oh, she gave up. Shoot, that's a bummer. See, this guy's up at the top. See what he's going to do. He's just sitting there. You can hear him on the other side of this. This dune's got trees on it. You can hear him over there. So I'm sure there's a better place to watch this stuff. But we just kind of pulled into the first. These dunes are, I think, like 20 miles long. So we just pulled into basically the first place we saw. And this is where we ended up. Let's see if we see any dune buggies over there in the distance. I hear them. Oh, there goes one. This is so cool. So cool. I've done dune bashing over in Dubai, but it was in like a big Toyota, truck. It wasn't in a little dune buggy. You know what I mean? So I have done it before. But I have to say, I think these dunes are even bigger than the ones in Dubai. Yeah, I'm sure other parts of the Middle East have these big, massive sand dunes this size or bigger. But on the outskirts of Dubai, they're not this big. But it's fun. It really is fun. Except when you think you got to flip over and then you don't. But anyway, so that is Oregon Dunes. And we have a couple more stops before the hotel. One of them is called Cape Perpetua. And I am not sure what else, but we want to find some level ground where we can go for a nice walk. Started to warm up a little bit, and you know, it was cloudy and cold this morning, but now it's 1 in the afternoon. It's getting pretty nice. So we will check back in with you in a little bit. All right, next stop, we're at the Eureka Lighthouse. There's the lighthouse. But more importantly, this is awesome. Down here in this valley, everybody's down there with their dune buggies and their big trailers and their campers. I mean, this is amazing. Look at this. A couple of those big, huge trailers look like they're completely sunken in the sand. I don't know if they'll be able to get them out. People have their tents pitched. You can see over past that next dune, you can see there's another little valley of people. And at the last stop, that dude told us of a place further north, which is the direction we're headed, where we'd be able to just kind of see everything. But then we pulled in here, and this is awesome. I mean, we can't really see them riding the dune buggies too much, but it's just kind of cool to see the culture here of that's what people do on the weekends, man. They go out and they load their dune buggies in their big, huge trailers, and they get their campers and their coolers and their tents, and no doubt a few coolers of beer, and that's what they do here. You can see the ocean over there. Man, this is fun. This is so cool. All right, so now we are at the Sea Lion Caves. And hopefully you can see those sea lions, but this cave, or this series of caves, is the largest sea caves in the United States. And it's quite amazing. It's hard to see all the birds flying around. There's tons of birds, but you can see the sea lions out there. And then if you go through that tunnel in either direction, there's a whole bunch more that lay on the rocks out in the sea. We're getting ready to go upstairs, and we may be able to see some of that. But this is quite beautiful. I mean, this is like so amazing to see something like this. But this is called the Sea Lion Caves. $18 to get in, or $17 if you're old like me. And you take an elevator from all the way up the top of the cliff, all the way down to where I am at sea level. So this is super cool. All right, we're going to go up the steps, and apparently there's something else up there to see. So down the steps you can see where I just came from, but this walkway goes further through the caves. And this is cool on its own, even without the sea lions. It's a lot of steps. Certainly nothing like those sand dunes. But you can see it's really cool, really nice.
That color is green, like Oscar the Grouch, like the Grinch.
All right, here's the top. And this is another viewpoint, and you can see the lighthouse out there. And you see any sea lions down there? No? Okay, but you can see the curvature of the coast here. You can see that lighthouse. And I could be wrong, but I think that's the Cape Perpetua Lighthouse. We're going to continue heading in that direction. See what they see there, but this is still part of the cave. We just came out, so man, this is amazing. All right, so we have arrived in Yachats, spelled Yachats, Yachats. This is the main drag, and it looks super cool. Super cool little town, and this is kind of like a little hippie hotel B&B complex. And I tried to get a better room. There's not a lot available. So we have this tiny, tiny little room. It's got a TV. It's got a bed. It's got a fan. And a shared bathroom, which is quite nice. But it might require some waiting in line. And they have a community closet with towels. And guess what? Wifey and I just grabbed the last 2 towels. So that's kind of uncool that they wouldn't have more. That is not legal right there. But anyway, this is the Drift Inn in Yachats. And the most famous restaurant in town is attached to it. And then it's a cool little complex. So let's take a walk. Here are the different rooms. We were in the Pedal Out Blue. There's a little kitchen. And yes, they have coffee. I've already checked that. Forgot to look for cups, but I'm sure they have it. And so these are the little hostel rooms. As if you thought last night was bad, this is worse. But it's $65 a night. You know, these little towns here don't really have hotels. So here's a little courtyard right outside our room. So that is super nice. And out here, you'll see that main drag that I just showed you. And guess what? There's the ocean right there. There's the beach. And here's this cool little hip, laid back hippie town. Uh-oh, I left the curtain open. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. I'm going to have to get back pretty quick for that. And here is the restaurant. This must be the takeout window. And there's a little gift shop. I think that might be part of it. I think that's the office, but they gave us online check-in instructions. And then that's the Owner restaurant, which I think is the fanciest restaurant in town, whereas our complex is the most famous. And so you've got, you know, all kinds of different types of rooms. These are all part of the same complex. That big blue room over there, those are some of the bigger rooms. We were waitlisted for something better, and they were not able to accommodate. So this is the Drift Inn in Yachats, Oregon, near Cape Perpetua. Oh, by the way, that lighthouse I told you about earlier, that was called the Yachats Lighthouse. It is part of Cape Perpetua, but the lighthouse is called Yachats, and it claims to be the most photographed lighthouse in the world. I don't know if that's true, but there's a nice little courtyard over there for the Luna Seafish House, where people are eating. I did not make it up any further into town because we came from that away. So at any rate, been in the car and making multiple stops, and I only drove 150 miles today, but with all the stops it took 8 hours, longer than 8 hours, 8.5. So the car is parked with much difficulty, I might add. And other than that, man, I am not moving the car again. I'm going to eat at the Drift Inn. I'm going to drink copious amounts of beer to hopefully be able to sleep in that little room. And I don't know. See, there's my room. That's why I'm going to get in trouble if I don't get in there, because she's going to have a conniption fit that I left the window open for everyone to see this from the street. It was unintentional, as most mistakes are. But yeah, so see, there's more rooms up there and stuff like that. But we are in the pedal out room, pedal out rooms. And so yeah, we're here. Tomorrow we have a lot more to do. Another long drive and a big plan for tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll check in from the restaurant. Who knows? Good morning. This is the Yaquina Bay Lighthouse. Of course, you can see it's very foggy. But the other part of the attraction is way better, which are these tidal pools here. And again, it's foggy, but you can still see it. This is super cool. And can you see anything with the binoculars? You see some sea lions with the binoculars? Good, good. Yeah, I can't really see the sea lions at the moment, but I will borrow the binoculars here in a minute. But these are called the tide pools. And this is kind of super cool. This is our first stop of the day. We survived our evening in Yachats. I tried to take a video of dinner, but the sound crapped out on me. So I'm not sure if that's going to be part of this or not, but we ate at the Drift Inn, which is where our hotel was. And the meal was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was off the charts good. $113, not including the beer I had at the bar beforehand. So let's call it $120. And we do not normally do things like that, but man, it was good. Like, it was just great. It's one of the best meals I've had in years, probably. I had crab cakes. Wifey had fish, and it was amazing. But let's wrap a bow around the whole B&B situation. I booked the last 2 nights with Airbnb, saved a lot of money. Not very good accommodations at all. I will say they were clean, but last night was $65, and it was as advertised, but it's hard to get to sleep because of the noise from the restaurant I just mentioned, because we shared a wall with the restaurant/bar. Lucky for us, they closed at 10 o'clock, but it's pretty dang loud. And the whole reason I didn't really like that situation was because of the shared bathroom. But I have to tell you, that was a total non-issue. Total non-issue. We both got our shower this morning and had no issues whatsoever. Everyone was very quiet, very respectful, never had to wait for the bathroom. I mean, a crappy hotel in this area is like $300 a night. So the fact that we only paid 65 is pretty amazing. I mean, I booked it a long time ago, that's why. But yeah, so I don't really like the B&B thing. It's too risky in terms of what you get. Hotels are a lot more consistent, but there really aren't any regular hotels here on the coast. You know, Best Western's about the best you're going to do, and none of the ones we drove by looked good, and they were all in the $300 range. So I ain't paying $300 for Best Western. That's not going to happen. So Yachats was a cool little hippie type town, and I went down to the local breakfast joint to get something to eat this morning, and that was a big fiasco. Long line. They had all plant-based stuff, which is fine. I mean, I saw something on the menu I wanted, but after a long wait, and you know, they want to be all organic and hippie and healthy, but yet they've got these big sugary scones, and you know, nothing is worse than sugar. Sugar's poison. So they're really kind of hypocritical. But what really set me off is they were selling a bunch of witchcraft memorabilia, and I said, you know what, you ain't getting my money. So we hauled butt out of there and went to the McDonald's in Newport, Oregon. So anyway, so this is our first stop, and so signing off for now. This is pretty cool. All right, here's our next stop this morning. This is Otter Rock and the Devil's Punch Bowl. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get the Devil's Punch Bowl from here because this tree's in my way, and I ain't leaning over because it's way far down. Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's the Devil's Punch Bowl. Doesn't seem to be raging too much at the moment. Oh, wow, there's actually people down there. Holy cow. Are they nuts? Wow, they are way down there. I don't know how you get there. That's the Devil's Punch Bowl. I don't know where Otter Rock is. I don't know which one of these is Otter Rock. There's a lot happening here, man. There's a lot of people here. So this is definitely a major attraction. The fog is letting up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so that's the Devil's Punch Bowl. You can see the waves. I don't know if that's Otter Rock out there, but maybe that's just what this area is called. I don't know. I mean, this coastline, you could stop. I mean, it took us 8 hours yesterday to go 150 miles with all the stops we made. You could stop every mile. I mean, there's something to see. Like every mile, there's a scenic overlook, or a road that goes to the beach, or I mean, it's amazing. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and you know, the pictures obviously don't do it justice. Neither do my videos, but man, it's just unbelievably beautiful coastline. It's awesome. It's really awesome. If they put some regular hotels up, that would be helpful. But I guess they only really get business in the summer, I'm guessing. So that is probably why. All right. Well, that's our next stop. We shut it down and get back in the car and head to the next stop. So here's over to the left of the Punch Bowl and Otter Rock. I could see the beach from over there, but I couldn't see all these surfers until I walked over here. So waves aren't huge, but there's a lot of people out there. Look at this big, huge, wide beach. It's awesome. It's really awesome. But there's let's see here. Looks to be about 25 surfers out there, and has to be cold. Has to be. Looks like the water is pretty clear too. Um, they all have wetsuits on, but it's cold out here, so I can't even imagine what the water's like. Hard to believe it's this cold in August, but it is. But they're out there having a blast. That's what it's all about. This is our next stop. This is the famous Tillamook Cheese Factory, and it's mobbed. So I'm going to get out of here as quick as I can, but you know, we drove right by and we were told we had to visit it, but it's interesting. It talks all about how you make cheese, and then you can look out the window into the plant. There doesn't seem to be much happening in the plant, but if you're interested in how to make cheese, you can go through here in detail and read it. And if there was anything happening on the lawn, oh, I do see the lawn moving now. It's a Sunday, so maybe there's not as much production happening. Before we stopped here, we stopped at the Blue Huron because they promised brie samples, which they didn't have any, and then at the end they put some out and they were real tiny. So they lured us in with that. We had a sandwich there that was very good but overpriced, and then we had a really lame salad. Walked out feeling kind of ripped off, but when I see the food line at Tillamook, I'm actually glad we ate there. So anyway, could be interesting if this is your kind of thing. You can milk a fake cow if you want. But we have been looking forward to some ice cream. Don't know how long the line is. It looks like a mob scene down there. But we're going to go attempt to get some famous Tillamook ice cream. So that's the next stop. Talk to you soon. All right. This is the next stop, Cannon Beach. It's the last stop before we get to the hotel in Seaside. Or maybe it's the last stop. This is South Cannon Beach. Maybe we'll have occasion to stop somewhere at North Cannon Beach. I don't know, but you can see there's tons of people here. It was quite challenging finding a parking spot. But hopefully you can see the beautiful scenery, the rocks and the sea in both directions. People have got their tents, got their dogs everywhere. It's awesome. People just having a blast. Beautiful day. Sunny but not hot. It's unbelievable. It's just so nice. And there's a little park behind us. And we just kind of entered into the city of Cannon Beach on the south end. And it's like a pretty cool town. I saw a couple little pubs, people hanging out, drinking beer. And they all had their dogs with them. It's great. Great. So this is South Cannon Beach. Next stop will either be North Cannon Beach or Seaside, where our hotel is. All right, so we have arrived in Seaside. Room tour time. Not much to see here. It's your standard Holiday Inn Express, but I will say it's way nicer than the one we stayed at 2 nights ago. Looks pretty new. Holiday Inn Express. Pretty standard. We've got it adjoining. I don't like adjoining rooms, but hi there. King size bed, plenty of space for our luggage. Bare bones TV, but it'll be fine. Desk. Nice little chair. Cool lamp. And the best part, we have a balcony. And you can see these people down here riding this little ducky around. And we're in a very nice location. The sea is that way. And the main area in the town is up that way, or maybe it's in the front of the hotel. Yeah, it's that way. And we drove through there on the way in. It's quite nice. Upscale shops, restaurants, bars. Really nice. And then there's a Seaside boardwalk, which I'm guessing is that away or that away. I did not see that on the drive in, but I want to get the car parked so I can get my drink on. And there's a little fire pit downstairs. Might come in handy tonight. Not needed at the moment because it's really nice out. Beautiful, beautiful. And don't smoke and don't feed birds. All right? Do not feed the birds. All right, so we'll see what's happening here in Seaside. We're in for the evening. I'm not even planning on moving the car if I do not have to. And then tomorrow it's off to Portland to fly home. What an awesome trip so far. All right, sun's real bright, so I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is the waterfront in Seaside. Waterfront, Oregon, the end of the Lewis and Clark Trail, 1806. And I'm out scoping things out for this evening. So we have a plan while she unpacks and rests a little bit. And here is the beach. You can see that big cove over there and really big beach. It's getting late in the day, so people are leaving, but still quite a few people out there. And really nice. Looks like there's an aquarium down yonder. Don't know how good or bad it is, but we can drive to Chattanooga or Atlanta anytime we want. And those are some of the most famous aquariums in the country. In fact, Gatlinburg's pretty nice too. So all those are close to us. Don't think I'll be spending any time to do that here. But out here on the beach is, they call it the prom, the promenade. And so this looks like a good walking area, and weather permitting, I like to do that in the morning. It's too hot now, and I'm in search of a brewski at the moment. And this road is called Broadway. And this is the road I referred to earlier that has all the bars and restaurants and shops. And this road goes right to the hotel. The hotel's about 6 blocks, maybe 7 blocks that away. And so now I know where to go and what to do. I've already scoped out a really nice place for dinner. I've also scoped out a place for me to go drink a beer right now. And man, this town is really, really nice. I mean, it's really nice. One of the nicer places we've been. We just came through Cannon Beach a little while ago. I showed you that, and it's really nice as well. But this is Seaside. And I had just switched to this hotel because it was not available on points. I actually had us at the Holiday Inn in Astoria. And earlier in the week here, I was able to switch it to this one because it finally became available. I had to fork out an extra 5,000 points versus Astoria. So that's kind of a bummer, but man, 53,000 points for tonight. That's a lot because IHG usually has some good deals. By the way, I never did tell you, back in Napa, the Marriott, man, they charged me 106,000 points for 2 nights. That was crazy. So, it's popular here this time of the year, so that's what you got to do. And if you pay for a hotel, it's $300 to $400 a night, and they're not even nice. So I guess that's what you got to do, especially if you got the points. Why spend money, right? So last 2 nights had to do the B&B and pay for those. Paid $108 the first night, $65 last night. So flight's free, first class. Car's free. You got to pay some taxes. I think it's about $150. And free rooms most nights, except for the 2 nights that I paid for. And haven't spent a lot of money on most other things, except dinner last night was $120. So I'm sure there'll be a conniption fit when she looks at the credit card statement when we get back, but oh well. I'm going to be doing it again tonight too because I want something good. I'm tired of all this junk food and pizza and all that crap, but anyway, so see all the different very nice shops, restaurants, and some of these side streets. Gelato. Love to get some ice cream after dinner tonight. We never did get our ice cream at Tillamook because I ain't waiting an hour for ice cream. We waited 15 minutes and the line didn't even move, and there was hundreds of people in front of us, so I blew that off. I love ice cream, but not that much. I never eat sweets at home. There's a casino. So we blew off the ice cream today at Tillamook. That place was crowded and stressful. It's a pizza joint. It's packed. It's super fun. And there's the Seaside Carousel Mall, which it's not really a mall, but that's what they're calling it. Saltwater taffy. And then here is the place I have scoped out for dinner, if the wife approves that. I have a couple of backup plans as well if she doesn't like that. There's Mr. Dog hanging out the window. That's cool. And then here's the, I see why they call it the Carousel Mall. There's a carousel inside. So this is Broadway Seaside, headed towards the hotel. That is where I came from, Broadway that goes to the beach and the promenade. So beautiful town, Seaside, Oregon. Love it, love it. Spend the next 24 hours here and then go to the airport. All right, see you later. All right, we've got a quick check-in from the plane. We are here and about an hour and a half into our 3.5-hour flight. Just finished lunch. Boarding was quite orderly, which is not normal. So boarding was great. Left on time. We were due into Detroit a little bit early, which is good because we have a short connection. So we are going to make our first connection. That's great. Had our lunch. I had the curry chicken, which kind of resembled butter chicken. It wasn't outstanding, but it was good. It was a pretty good attempt at Indian food. Nice little side of spinach, which is great, and a nice little salad. It was good. And I did taste the wife's ravioli. It was good too. So that's good. And I've got me a Bloody Mary. So that's where we're at. So that's all the good stuff. Now let me get on to the bad. We boarded 45 minutes early, which, is normal. No attempt at a drink on the ground. We're an hour into the flight before we made any contact with the flight attendant whatsoever. And then we finally got our meal, got our drinks. Then she passed the snack basket, which is backwards. Very nice, but just minimal effort. But anyway, we had our lunch, we had our snack, got my Bloody Mary, had to beg for the second one, of course. But all that's good, but the bad part, video. Took about 30 minutes to reboot the whole airplane because it wasn't working for a lot of the people. Mine was actually working. My wife's wasn't. She rebooted the whole plane. It took like 30 minutes. I've never seen anything like that before. Usually it only takes a few minutes. So it rebooted. Took like 30 minutes. My wife's didn't work. I asked the flight attendant to just reboot hers, and another 30 minutes, hers finally rebooted. So, once again, Delta has advertising for their premium service, and they charge a premium price. And they do not deliver a premium product a great deal of the time. So that's unfortunate, but at least we're on time. And yeah, sitting here watching TV, and my wife's watching a movie. When the videos aren't working properly, watching movies is always risky because you might get halfway through the movie and then it dies on you. So I'm kind of opting for TV, and then after I finish my Bloody, I'm going to try to take a nap because I've been awake for a long time, and it's going to be a long night. We don't get home till midnight, which is 9 o'clock Pacific time that we're on, so that's not too bad, pretty much bedtime. So hopefully everything will work out, and I'll get right back onto my normal schedule. And I normally get up early in the morning and do a walk before the doggy wakes up, before the wifey wakes up. But doggy's not there. He will be delivered by the dog sitter around noon tomorrow. So, looking forward to getting home. It's been an awesome trip. Probably won't check in again. No need to do that. The next flight is from Detroit to Atlanta, 2 hours. No meal or anything like that, and then a short 30-minute flight up to Knoxville and Uber home. And my fingers crossed we can get an Uber at midnight. Otherwise, I don't know what we'll do. But anyway, thanks again for coming along on the trip. Please give me a like. Please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next trip. Signing out for now.